Hi, good afternoon everyone. Today we want to talk about catfish farming in Nigeria. I'm Steve Oloruni. To start with, I want to be answering some of your questions. This is YouTube. You might be wondering, going to catfish farming business in Nigeria, what are the things you'd like to know? To start, I will encourage you to look at it from the perspective of business. The reason why I say this is because so many people, especially because there is a lot of media noise, so many people are going to the farming these days just because they hear the noise from just every John and Joe. But the truth is, things are not usually the way they are when you look at it from the outside. So see your venture catfish business as a serious business, which is not going to be as cheap and as easy as most people tend to make noise about it. Of course, too, it may not be as a business that can make you millions, just as anybody will want you to believe. I mean, without paying some sacrifice, certain sacrifices. All right, having taken note of that, let's proceed now about things you need to understand, things you need to know about catfish business in Nigeria. Now, the first thing I would like to relate with you is that when trying to decide which of the ponds to use, we have different kind of pond. We have hatching pond, we have concrete pond, we have tarpaulin pond, and we have rope tank pond. Now, situations are different, and that is why you will have to think, you have to invest a little thought into which of the pond to use. Now, if you are having a kind of like swamping area which is dedicated for such business, which is a catfish business, then you can go for hatching pond. Hatching pond are those ponds we dig and sack around. The best place for it is a place that is waterlogged. Now, you can't just go to a dry land with hatching pond. Why you can do it is going to take much resources from you. Excavating the ground is going to be much more expensive. Getting water too may give you a couple of headaches. So that is why we prefer a place that is waterlogged. Now, after you have, that is if you get a place that is waterlogged. If it is not waterlogged, if it is a dry land, then you are going to think about concrete pond. But in other case, if you are thinking of starting maybe at your backyard or in a place that is going to be tentative, which is not yours. Now, in that case, you can't start with hatching pond, non-concrete pond. The reason being that the owner of the place might just come tomorrow and said you want to use the place, and you have invested something that is not mobile, so you can't really move. So that is why you will want to go for something like tarpaulin pond or tank pond. Tarpaulin is very mobile, you can easily pick it, while tank pond too is very mobile, you can easily pick it. Now, why I've talked about various kind of pond and situation where you can need them, I think I should talk about why catfish in the first place. Here in Nigeria, most people prefer catfish when it comes to locally made fish, and the reason is very simple. First, consider it from the angle that we have thousands and thousands of species of fish all over the world. Now, but the reason why catfish is preferred in this part of the world is because of our tropical location. I mean, we have a water that's fit for catfish, and because catfish tend to have a kind of rugged spirit that could cope with our environment other than other ones, plus the fact that the market always prefer catfish other than different other species of fish we have. That is basically the reason why most farmers here go for catfish. Why you could go for any other species such as tilapia and all sorts, I'm telling you, the most preferred type of fish we have in this part of the world, which is Nigeria, is catfish. No, that is why we are talking about catfish basically here. Now, after the pond has been settled, you want to make sure your pond are in good condition. There are kind of like few tips we need to understand about making the pond ready. If it is hatching pond, sometimes we put lime onto the water. The reason is because we want to destroy some of the germs that are already in the water to prepare, the water for your for your use, I mean, for the fish that are coming. Now, if it is a concrete pond, sometimes we use what they call a akintola in Yoruba. I don't know what they will call that in your area, to kind of like sanitize, or what would I put it now, for certain days. It may be like 1 or 2 weeks before you pull your fingernails in. Now, let's move into the area of catfish fingernails and juvenile now. Now, the best advice we normally give is, if you are just coming into this industry, it is always good for you to choose juveniles, and I will tell you the reason. The reason is because juvenile tend to have been older than fingernails. Because it is older, the management is easier. Especially if you are just new, it is easier to manage, and the water too is easier. So you choose, and I have to sound a note of warning here, and that is, you must be very, very careful where you choose your fingernails from. I've received a lot of calls from several people who bought their juveniles or fingernails from certain people. After feeding them for 3-4 months, they discover the fishes are not growing. The fish could not grow because something is intrinsically wrong with the source. So you really have to understand where you are getting your fingernails from. If, for instance, you are getting from a farmer who has, gotten a kind of track record, or somebody is recommending him for you, then you are getting it from a right source. Now, having said that, now then you have to understand the feeding, which is the most important part of this whole thing. Now, if you are going to this business, no matter what the scale is, if it is large, if it is medium, or if it is small, you are going to be investing. Most of your investment is going to go for feeding. 70, if not 90% of everything you invest in this are going to go for feed. And what smart farmer does is they try to kind of manage how they spend on the feeding, and that is why every serious farmer knows how to formulate their home feed. Now, why I may come back to that later, let me try to talk about you getting somebody who actually understands how to go about management. Maybe this is how you can get, maybe I think I should give you one idea here. You can employ somebody who has been in the business for a couple of years, or who has kind of like managed a catfish farm for a couple of years. Maybe he has been employed 3-5 years into a certain catfish farm in Nigeria. Then you employ him. In that case now, he uses his experience for you. The other way is you can employ a consultant who is going to guide you stage by stage. Now, we do a part of this. Now, if you need details on many of the things I've discussed with you, many more things, you can easily reach out to us. The way we operate is we use our experienced farmer all over Nigeria. We have our experienced farmer in more than 21 states. Either you are in Lagos, you are in Port Harcourt, Imo, Kano, East, West, or North in Nigeria. We have our associate farmers. The way we operate is, wherever you are, when you give us a call on the line that you are seeing on the screen right now, then we are going to tell you our nearest associate farm to you. There are two things you can do with those associate farms. Then you can go through our practical training, go through our videos, which is a video we actually make on farm to give you details of many of these things I'm talking about. Read our books, or go to the farm where you see all these things in practical. You see the way we are doing it, you see the way you can do them, and sort of things like that. And if you are having a very big scale farm, you can actually take our farmer, and they walk you through everything you have to do. They guide you step by step so that you will not make mistake. That is just the objective. The objective is to use our experience to guide you, show you the way things you need to do, get you the right fingernail, train you on how to formulate your own feed so that you save cost and sort of things like that, so as to manage your resources and investment and not make mistake. Now, you can go to www.agricexpert.com, which you are seeing on the screen right now, or call the number you are seeing as well. Now, when we talk, we are going to discuss your project and how we can work with you. Thank you so much. My name is Stephen Oloruni.